Hey, how you doing again? Today's topic is about what is history and through whose eyes. I was watching a program about archaeology. They showed bones of humans. They were many, many years old. It's in the thousands. And some of the skeletons, they had funny shaped heads. Some of them were, supposed to be over uh, 7 feet tall. Then you had some that were miniature people, and you ask yourself, said, boy, I thought, we were supposed to evolve and that we were small and then we were growing and evolving. So it gets you thinking, what's going on, okay? Um, there's also what they have, they had these libraries. You had the Library of Alexandria, which is in Egypt. He had an ancient library in Timbuktu, which is in the country of Mali, which is also, in northwest Africa. And these libraries had enormous information, and these libraries were destroyed. They were conquered, and then they burned it with fire. The intruders. Um, so history, is limited if you don't have access to those information. And I would, guess that just a few of those books might remain in personal libraries, you know. But what if the information that was in these libraries had been discovered or made public to the masses? How will our thought about history and how we perceive the world, what will it be perceived, if we have this information? Also with history, um, I've learned about what they said that Columbus discovered America, but there were other, information that there were ships before Columbus, and that they had detailed maps of the world, and that Columbus had gotten maps from various sources. And so, how could he put claim to something like, at least modern societies, that gives him the credit of finding the Americas? They even have arguments for who discovered America first. And this is totally going against the civilization that was pre-Columbian. It's saying that these people don't count. And also the whole point of saying who really discovered America, that is actually to say who has claim over it. And I think this is the real hardship about hearing arguments like that, and it shows motive. If you're able to say who discovered what first, you're saying that I got there first or that you have claim to it over somebody else. And this is actually very dangerous. It shows like a mindset of, of, of dominance over another culture. And maybe that's what history is all about. Someone dominating their thoughts and their culture and their attitudes over another society. So whether libraries are being purged and put in fire, or whether people are saying that Columbus discovered America or not, it's about someone putting their um, claim on history. And also in the U.S., they talk about, the Pilgrims, and that the Pilgrims came to America for religious freedom. Now, in the perspective of the eyes of the people who were living, who are indigenous, and who came across the Pilgrims, what what are their thoughts? And if they were very religious, how come they permitted slavery in the United States? You cannot say that a people came for religious freedom and then the descendants and people of that same culture who dominated North America and the rest of the Americas to promote human trafficking and its slavery and brutality. So here you have a people who's writing in textbooks about the Pilgrims and about religious freedom, and yet all these things are going on. This is also another form of controlling the thoughts about a people and promoting one's um, motive about why they're living in a particular place. So again, history is being modified through the pages of books on people who control information. So I guess in short, what is history? History is what you're able to convince other people who are subordinate under you. So the next time you read a book or read the newspaper or you go to a class at the university, ask yourself these questions. Who wrote it? Why did they write it? And what is really behind the written pages? This is just food for thought, and to let you know that not everything uh, that you hear, that you read, is true. Because I realize that we live in a very big world, and there's more questions than answers. And sometimes those things on printed pages, whether it's in religious material, whether it's in a newspaper or a scientific research article, always ask yourself these questions: who's behind it, and why they're writing it, and what do they want you to believe, and what is that they want to control about you. Take care. Bye bye.